Hey guys, it's Chris here. This video is a second part to a video that I just made yesterday, so if you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put a card up here on the screen. But in this video, I'm just going to continue on showing you how I wrote Song of the Century, so let's get started. Let's listen to the clean guitar at the starting. This is, so what I did was I kind of just recorded through this whole thing, but then I ended up only keeping one phrasing of it and repeating it, just so it sounds really consistent. I quantized the heck out of it, so it's really in time. Usually, that was kind of weird for me, because usually when I make rock music, I don't do much quantizing, because I like a more natural feel. But for this song, I felt like it needed the quantizing, so this is right on the beat if you have the metronome on this guitar. Yeah, these are like all hitting on the beat, which I know I didn't play that good, so. But let's listen to it. Oh, and by the way, this guitar is super compressed because I wanted it to not be that dynamic. I want this to be really up front, so let's listen. So after I had that take like quantized and stuff, I actually just repeated it. Then I just hit the chord right here. And you can hear the compression actually creates some weird harmonics on the guitar that weren't there before, which I kind of ended up liking too. I don't usually like all this coloring on my tracks, but this song was different for me, so here's the bridge to hear the guitar. It kind of does a really quick fade-in thing at the starting, and then it just plays its quantized guitar riff, so let's hear it. And that just repeats over and over. And then once I had that clean guitar in, I added the heavy guitars. This is where the song became more of my type of song, because I like to have guitars in a lot of my tracks. So let's listen to this. Let's go back to the first chorus. Oh, actually, before I do that, there's actually this swell that leads up to the chorus. It's kind of cool. It's like a fade in. Just a really simple thing. And then it goes into the other guitars. So I have two guitars here. They're recorded with different sounds, and they're actually playing different parts. Let's listen to the first one. I'm gonna start like right there. Maybe a little bit longer. Most of my time in Pro Tools is just messing around with the zoom. This is probably the whole phrase if I play this. So I had that part, and then this one's playing an octave higher. And then together. Pretty simple stuff, but it actually changed the sound of the track a lot. The verses were really interesting because I did some weird panning stuff. So if you listen to the guitar here. This okay, and then that it's kind of weird to hear it without all the guitars, but here's the other guitar. Really simple guitar. Okay, I was actually showing this to my friends a couple of years ago when we made this, that I added this super little detail, which doesn't do much to the mix, but it actually makes more excitement. If you listen to these first guitars right here going, pretty standard, but then I do it later and I add the octave up with it on this guitar track, and it creates more energy, so. Compared to, it's such a little detail, you barely even notice it, but it does make a little bit more excitement to the mix. But this guitar in the middle is just used for this panning effect right here. So if you have them all together, it makes a lot more sense. So let's hear it. And those guitars actually aren't that perfect, but it adds a little bit of that heaviness that I like, and a little bit of the like more human feeling to the song. They're not quantized as hardly. So this SQ delay and regular, this is a really big inside joke between the students and my teacher. He was in a rap group. I'm not gonna name it right now, but they had this song where, that we made fun of a lot, and he knows it's funny too, so he's in on the joke. But I actually I found the stems for that song through Chad. Sorry for throwing you under the bus, Chad, but that's how I got the stems to this. And this goes like this.
I keep squinching.
So that's what ends the song. This is a delayed version, so it keeps repeating at the end, but it goes.
I keep squinching, squinching.
So the song ends like this if you go all the tracks together.
It's a rule, I'm a pro. And yo, FL Studio fucking blows, man. But I guess you gotta stick with what you know, man.
I keep squinching, squinching.
It's so dumb. That's pretty much all the song. I can't really show you how I did a lot of the piano parts and stuff because I did it in Logic and I don't have access to that anymore. But a lot of it's pretty simple stuff. The song's in D minor and just kind of playing on the scales and stuff. I didn't really show you the piano during like the chorus, which is kind of a main part, so I guess we'll solo that. We'll start at the pre-chorus. Okay, so these pianos parts don't really have any chords. This is kind of like high notes because I knew like the bass and stuff was already filling out that low range, so I didn't find it necessary to play chords with it. Thought it would actually make the mix a little bit too congested in that area. But let's hear this song like without vocals, I guess. Let's mute these all. Gosh, I didn't realize there were so many vocal tracks in this. These drums are just kind of like 4 on the floor, but mixed with the offbeat hi-hat. Kind of a cool feel. I'm just gonna keep looping this. Here's solo. Like let's listen to this without the guitar. It might change the feeling of this quite a bit. Really a simple song, but when you add all the layers to it, it makes it sound more interesting. But that's pretty much all there is to the song. The mixing I did in this was very minimal. Can't say that word today, I guess. Just added like some minimal EQ and stuff. Here's the EQ on the vocals. Do the high pass filter. I actually took out the highs because the Shure SM7B, I didn't really like how much highs were in the recording, so I cut those out. Let's hear what Chad's vocals sound like soloed, actually.
You just a pro tool, man. I'm dropping Logic, the king of the DAW for the midterm.
I just didn't really like the highs.
Audio professor, yeah, that's cool. But today you gonna be the one getting schooled.
There's a de-esser on here too.
You just a pro tool, man. I'm dropping Logic, the king of the DAW for the midterm project. Audio professor, yeah, that's cool.
Just to take out more of that high S sound. There wasn't too much in it, but I just wanted to cut it out just because I don't want it hurting my ears. I'm sure as I get older, I'll keep the S's in, but I'm not. I can hear the high end still pretty good, so there's that. There's just the reverb, standard stuff that I kind of do in some of the other videos I've showed on here. I actually put a gate on the guitars just so there's not a lot of noise playing when they're not playing. So I think the most helpful part is this verse here.
rap. Yes, I'm bringing it back. I'm glad you.
I don't want his voice playing right there. So let's solo the guitars. They don't really do much because I cut a lot of the audio out, but I wanted those to cut off hard and not really fade out much. Just kind of wanted the audio to cut off when they weren't playing, so that's why I put those in. See, like a lot of these other instruments I didn't even EQ at all because they were virtual instruments and sounded pretty good without EQing, so didn't really find it necessary to EQ them. Like I said in my one video on how I write a song, if you don't need to EQ something, don't EQ it just because. You don't have to have EQ on every single track. You want to be intentional why you put it in. So that's that. So yeah, that's the song. I put a limiter on, and it's pretty much it. If you have any questions about what I did, or if you want to hear more things soloed, I can create a follow-up video on this and show you exactly what I did, so let me know in the comments what you think. If you would like to have this song for licensing, or I can give you an instrumental version for licensing on this, or if you want to just have it for your listening pleasure, just email me. I'll put my email in the description and you can have access to this. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know so I can do more. I don't know exactly what you want yet, so I want to make sure I'm making what you find interesting, so let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks. Bye.